Ladies and gentlemen, Charles, how you doing? Dobro večer to you. Today is the 25th, is that correct, of February? Something like that. Almost the end of February. There's only 28 days in this month. And today I'm going to try something strange. How many of you have ever had the urge to go to the grocery store and buy a little bottle of soured cabbage, fermented cabbage juice? Probably not very many of you. We would call fermented cabbage in the USA brine. It's called cabbage brine. And if you're from Serbia, or if you've been to Serbia, you've probably tried something called sarma. Well, sarma is like my favorite food here in Serbia. As you can see, it's like a little cabbage roll that's wrapped. It's got rice in it. It's got some meat in it with fermented cabbage. It's so beautiful. Such a lovely taste. It's probably the most tasty thing here and the most unique little thing that I've eaten here. It's such a lovely delicacy that so many Serbians eat. You eat them at Slavas, you eat them mainly in the wintertime as Serbians eat them. You see them a lot in the summer. But how it's done is they use this, they put some salt, they put some water, and they put big heads of lettuce in this barrel, just like that. And then, in so many places I go, my friend's house, after they've made this kupus, they let it sit in that big barrel that you just saw for a long, long time. I don't know how long. But even in towns, I had a friend that lived in Belgrade, and out on his balcony he had that big thing of cabbage, and he said it was right by his bedroom window, so he said he hated it because it always had that smell of soured cabbage. But so many families you go to, they always have this, sometimes in a little glass thing, sometimes in a plastic thing, but usually in a glass thing. They'll keep this juice from those fermented cabbage. For medicinal purposes, they use it. It's high in vitamin U. I've never even heard of vitamin U, but I saw that. It's got lots of vitamins in it. It's got it's a really good at fighting cancers. It's good for the bacteria in the lining of your intestines and things such as that. But anyway, this here is called Rasol, is what they call it in Serbia, and you can actually buy a little bottle of it at the store. And I thought that was so unique, and I wanted to try it because I've never tried it out of a bottle like this before. And it says on this, it's all in Ćirilica, and this is from a local place here in Serbia called Futog. It's right next door to Novi Sad, Serbia, right up here in Vojvodina, the northern region of Serbia. It's a place called Futog, and Futog is known as the kupus capital of the world. The cabbage capital is what it's called. They got tons and tons of cabbage. Cabbage is a huge thing here. And one thing about Serbia has got me to eating more cabbage. I used to never eat cabbage. You know, in the USA, if you're from the US and you have a mother kind of like mine, there's an old wives' tale that you have to eat cabbage on New Year's Eve because it gives you money for the next year. So even when I moved away from home many years ago, my mom would always call me, "Hey, did you eat cabbage? Make sure you get some cabbage and you eat some cabbage today so you have some money." So that's kind of an old wives' tale. But here they eat a lot of cabbage. And even here, they put cabbage on burgers. And that's so good. I just had a cevapi with one of my buddies and I got kupus on it. So cabbage is good. It's just something you're not used to eating in the USA, but they eat a lot of it here. But anyway, it says here Rasol. And it says on here, Sok od futoškog kiselog kupusa. So it's like juice of Futog, which is a city's soured cabbage is what it's called. It's got a picture of soured cabbage and a glass of it. The brand is Chulum, I believe is what that says on here. I'll show you in a little minute. But anyway, I put it in the refrigerator to give it a little chill. But I want to try this stuff. They say the best reason to drink this, and I didn't mention it, and this is why I bought it actually, this is one of the best cures for a hangover that you could ever have, according to Serbians. So if you go out and you're mamuran, is what they call hangover in Serbia, if you're hungover like a son of a bitch, buy this little bottle of Chulum Rasol to get yourself back on the straight and narrow, man. So we're going to sample this. I don't remember how much this was. I should have looked. But it expires in October 31st of this year. But I just cracked the seal here. So I'm going to tell you everything about this little devil. Ooh. Man. The smell is nasty. It smells like fucking fermented cabbage. I don't know what I expected. I didn't expect a strawberry or anything, but fuck, it smells like fermented cabbage. This is going to be a tough one to drink. It's really cloudy. If I think long and hard enough, I think of sarma. So, I love sarma. It's my favorite food. But man, it's a rough smell. But let's give this a shot here. Oh, it's got little bits of cabbage in it. It's salty. It's, ugh. Man, that's tough to stomach. I can drink and eat just about anything. Maybe it doesn't have clots of stuff in it, but I thought there was some clot or something in it. Some chunky thing. Man, it's rough to drink. If it wasn't cold, God. Rasol is not for everybody, man. I don't see how you would just sit and guzzle this fucking thing. I don't know how you're supposed to drink it. I don't know if you're supposed to drink, because it's all in chilica. So I don't know if you're supposed to take a teaspoon. It's got a glass full, but fuck, I don't think I can drink a whole glass of it. This is half a liter. Rough stuff. But maybe that's why it cures a hangover. By the time you drink this, you forgot all about your fucking headache and everything. But this is a rough thing. Rasol, I'm going to try it next time when I'm hungover. When you're totally sober like me, it's not the greatest substance on the planet, but that's Rasol. Do widzenia, svima.